power. And Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz, and they're that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up
when you hold,
which for hooks.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed, this is just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just
It's different. Canelo using single punch. Yeah, he put full his energy and he punched once, and it's hurt also.
Canelo will beat Crawford. Boxing experts warn Canelo's power is next level. Russian fighter Dmitry Bivol says it's not just strength but precision, timing, and strategy. Canelo's punches are surgical, breaking opponents down piece by piece.
I could compare like with the Canelo, yeah? He put all his energy, all his power on single punch. And yeah, maybe single punch sometimes he's harder, Canelo, yeah, than Better Beef.
No way.
Because Better Beef didn't do like Better Beef was more like close and compact. Compact.
Tight guard.
Yeah. But if you ask them, let's do like 5 punches, yeah. Better Beef, every punch will be hard. With Canelo, maybe first hard and then both of them are strong, but Better Beef is bigger and he born strong.
Edgar Berlanga gave a blunt take on Canelo's power, calling it explosive and fight-changing up close. He praised the speed and impact that can completely shift a match.
I'll say he is the hardest, for sure. One of the fighters that hit very hard was Angulo. You know, he's a Cuban guy and he punched very hard too, so I'll say both of them are like the same, but you know, with Canelo, I was just mentally ready for his shots. You know, I already told myself, I know I'm gonna get hit. I know I'm gonna get hit on my chin, but it's, you know, I gotta bite down on my mouthpiece and push. You know, and look what happened in the third round. I got hit with a left hook. Practicing and camp the whole time, you know, keeping my right hand to my chin, and I wound up just moving, and he connected right on my chin. And you see how I punched my glove, you know, that's like a thing for me when my last time when I got dropped, I was punching my gloves, 'cause I'm like, damn, I got hit with a shot. I'm not supposed to be on the floor. But, you know, it comes to boxing. You know, the greats done got dropped.
Even legend Bernard Hopkins speaks a timeless truth that cuts through the hype.
That fight, as you say.
I always say, as my quote from the history of boxing, a good big man will always beat a good little man.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the big man.
Bernard Hopkins, battle-tested and wise, stands by one truth: size rules the ring. Then Julio Cesar Chavez jumped in, firing back hard and rejecting the idea that size is everything. Things quickly heated up.
Se ve es una pelea muy dispareja, ¿me entiendes? Una pelea. Mira, Crawford es un gran peleador, ¿me entiendes? Eso nadie lo duda y todo el mundo lo sabemos. Pero en su peso, ¿me entiendes? Ya subir 3 divisiones es ir por el dinero, ¿me entiendes? De que le va a dar pelea, Canelo le va a dar pelea, pero de que le va a ganar, no hay por dónde.
I think Canelo has a very good punch, and he used to knocking out bigger guys, naturally bigger guys. He's coming from 200. Crawford's coming from, what, 54? Yeah. It's 2 weight classes. And sometimes putting on that weight, it depends how you put on that weight too, man. Because you could put on that weight and get tired. And your body ain't used to carrying that much weight around. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaning more towards Canelo.
Is Canelo's size Crawford's biggest threat? Lonnie B warns weight may be Crawford's kryptonite. Then Demetrius Andrade shocks. He supports Crawford, but doesn't pick him to win.
My opinion is my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think Crawford can beat Canelo. But do I think he can give him a good fight? And I'll be sitting there rooting for Crawford all day. I'm put all my money. I'm always going to bet on black, always. But in reality of it, I just think Canelo knows how to fight. He knows how to come in big, and he can throw hard shots. He's a technical guy too.
Andrade isn't sugarcoating. He doubts Crawford will survive. A fan of Bud, he believes Canelo's size, strength, and IQ are overwhelming. It's not emotion, it's fact. He even reminded everyone of his dominance over Charlo to prove the point.
When it comes to weight and power, man, that shit is real, you know? And then skills too, skill level too. Like Canelo's not no pushover. Look what he did to the little girl Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Like Charlo, big bad wolf, and he ran the whole night off of a couple of hooks. Like Canelo threw a couple of hooks and he just ran all night. It's like, where's that? You know, let's fight. I think Crawford has the skills, but when it comes to start getting shots and blocking them power shots, and Canelo knows how to move too. He has agility. It's not like a robot. I mean, it's going to be tough.
This isn't just about weight, it's raw power that breaks fighters mentally and physically. Andrade saw Charlo crumble under Canelo's pressure and doubts even a prime Crawford can survive. He calls it a one-sided beatdown. Julio Cesar Chavez fully backs Canelo, shutting down any hope for Crawford.
Honest opinion is I think he's going to be too small. You know, Canelo is still Canelo, you know. I think Crawford is probably #1 pound for pound. But what pound for pound means if they were all in the same weight class. They are not in the same weight class. I mean, 147 to, he just moved up, right? I can still say he just moved up from 147 to 168. There are weight classes for a reason. Now, if they were in the same weight class, then it's a different story. It'll be a way more competitive fight, but they're not. You know what I mean? So I think Canelo's gonna win.
Ortiz says this fight is about size and survival, warning Crawford may be outmatched. He respects Crawford, but stresses weight classes matter. At 168, Canelo is stronger and tougher. Then Jim Lampley added his sharp insight.
Canelo's smart. Absolutely, he's smart. He knows this business as well as anybody. So no, it's not surprising that Canelo learned from Floyd and has employed some of that in the retention of his career. Canelo still knows how to make fireworks when he absolutely has to make fireworks. But at the end of the day, he's a counterpuncher. He's a great defender. He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes when Jose Cotto hit him with a hard shot to the chest. And the referee employed a strict interpretation of the rules and said, oh, the ropes held you up, so that's a knockdown. He's never been put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strongest in the sport. You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time, Canelo beats himself.
Lampley's masterclass showed why Canelo stands out. His tactics, toughness, IQ, and growth since Mayweather. He also highlighted Canelo's champion mindset, discipline, hunger, and precision.
Gets tired of all the discipline he has had to employ to make all the money he's made. If he has enough giant ranches in the Yucatan, if he has enough beautiful horses, if he has had enough unforgettable dinners with Mexican billionaires in Mexico City and Vegas, then maybe. But my guess is he will retire without incurring another loss, because it's important to him to do that. I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants.
Lampley compares Crawford to a legend, highlighting his rare mix of skill, control, and quiet fire. Able to switch from calm to ruthless instantly. Joe Rogan and Mike Vecchione joined in, mixing excitement with harsh reality about the fight's high stakes.
What do you think of Crawford Canelo?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah, I love it.
See, I don't.
Crawford wants to do it.
I don't love it.
Why?
I think it's Crawford's last fight, so I'm happy he's going to cash out, and I'm rooting for him. But I would like to see him stay at 54 and fight Virgil Ortiz.
I'd like to see that too,
Yeah.
but the big money is Canelo.
I know.
And why not do it? I mean, what a ballsy move. You go 47 to 54 and you go right up to 68. That's crazy. Because he's really not even at 54.
Yeah.
He's taken the fight at 54. He took Madrimov because it was a big fight.
Yeah.
Wins another world title.
This isn't just a weight jump, it's a risky leap into legacy and danger. Skipping 154 feels reckless and could be Crawford's last stand. Joe Rogan warns, even off peak, Canelo's still a beast in the ring.
Crawford's one of the best switch hitters, I think, since Marvin Hagler, and one of the most skillful boxers alive. And then you have Canelo, who probably isn't the same guy as he was just like a few years ago.
Right.
But still one of the greatest of all time. Still has brutal knockout power. You know, I mean, if you go back to like some of his, you know, like more impressive fights from a few years ago, like the Amir Khan KO, you know, like the Billy Joe Saunders KO, like those KO, like he's probably not that guy anymore.
Yeah.
But he's still young enough that he's still like pretty close to his prime and one of the best of all time.
This wasn't mere nostalgia, it was a wake-up call to what Canelo still commands in the ring. Joe Rogan gave Crawford his due respect, no question, but when the conversation shifted to Canelo's devastating fight-ending power, his tone shifted instantly. From the brutal knockout of Amir Khan to the brutal uppercut that shattered Billy Joe Saunders' face, those moments continue to cast a long shadow over the sport.
If I have to pick, if I had to pick, I'll put Canelo, just because of the weight disparity. You know, it's tough moving up that many weight classes, but if anybody could do it, it'll be Terence Crawford. You know, he's talented. He's a great fighter. He does everything well. He adjusts well. He has the mindset. Canelo's gonna come prepared. I think he's gonna be totally motivated for this fight. I think you're gonna see like a great Canelo. I think you're gonna see a great Crawford. He's trying to test himself and be the greatest. Like, I mean, if he wins this fight, I mean, he enters that GOAT conversation. So.
Davis is clear about what Canelo will bring to the fight, and it's not just about moving up a weight class. While showing full respect to Crawford, he didn't hold back on the reality. A focused Canelo is an absolute nightmare. Davis expects Canelo to come in faster, stronger, and smarter, fully aware of what's on the line. In a moment of clarity, Caron Davis reminded everyone of boxing's fundamental truth. Weight classes exist for a reason.
I don't like getting too much into that. Right. Weight classes is there for a reason. And when you're lighter, you can do different things. When you're heavier, you can do different things. With weight classes come different tools that you can use. Heavyweights use more of their body weight. They can use their long reach for certain different things when they're fighting smaller heavyweights. You got guys in small weight classes, they can run off combinations. You can't really say with Chocolito be as great of a combination puncher in a super middleweight. Probably not.
Put it simply, size is everything. At higher weights, it's not just skill, mass, reach, and power all come into play. Caron Davis made it clear that what works at 147 doesn't always work at 168. Then Juan Manuel Marquez stepped in, confidently backing Canelo without a shadow of doubt.
Canelo Alvarez is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He defeats his titles against William School. William School is a good fighter, but I think the experience, the power, Canelo has everything.
Marquez recognizes championship DNA in Canelo, highlighting his strength, experience, and how he breaks down tough opponents like William Skull. For Marquez, it's not just about belts, it's about dominance. He also warns that the weight gap may be too much for even Crawford's talent to overcome.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, has divisions. You know what I mean? You know?
Right, weight classes.
You know what?
Right?
Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes for and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And three more divisions, two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches, but I think the weight class is no good for him.
Marquez praises Crawford's elite skills and defense, but doubts it'll be enough at 168. He's seen Crawford struggle with smaller jumps before, and now he's leaping 2 divisions. Too big a challenge, even with Bud's talent. Then Roy Jones Jr. stepped in, cutting through the noise with the clear perspective only a legend can offer.
I pay no attention to the pushing and shoving. I pay no attention to the weight factor. What I pay attention to is the skill level that both guys show in and out of the ring.
And what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity.
Roy wasn't caught up in the trash talk. What stood out was Crawford's hunger for legacy, not just wins. But as Roy said, hunger alone won't win at this level. Then he pinpointed what truly makes Canelo dangerous.
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terence Crawford is, weight don't really matter much. Only thing that matters with the weight is can you take the punch. And I'm sure you've been sparring with super middles and light heavies, so I'm sure you probably can take the punch. So that's the only thing when you got skill. Now, if you don't have a skill, you can't take the weight, take it up, because you're gonna lose your punch, you're gonna lose everything. But when you got skill, all your stuff that you have goes up with you. You talk to the GOAT. I went out with a heavyweight.
Roy broke it down like only a legend can. Skill travels beyond weight classes. But this wasn't just praise for Crawford, it was a warning. Canelo's power is more than size. It's precision, timing, and experience. If Crawford can't handle it even once, skill won't save him. Lonnie B echoed this reality while others got lost in the hype.
See, that's different. You can't really judge because you just hear the push. You can't really judge it by that because he couldn't stop Macronov for coming at him. And he's a 54-pounder. So it's different when you're getting punched on and you got somebody that's really trying to hurt you. It's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. I was at the Sean Porter fight, and Sean Porter was giving Terence Crawford hell. Granted, he stopped him, but he was giving Terence Crawford hell.
What happens when Canelo faces someone who stands their ground and fights with real, ruthless power? That's exactly the kind of fighter Canelo is. He doesn't back down. He aims to destroy. Then Lonnie B laid it out bluntly. The harsh truth many fans avoid but need to hear.
Canelo's going to be more composed, a lot harder. See, Canelo's a lot harder to hit than people think. He's a lot harder to hit than people think, and I think he got enough experience to run Terence Crawford into something. Terence Crawford's heart is too big sometimes, and he get hit. I think he can afford to get hit with Canelo. I think Canelo has a very good punch, and he used to knocking out bigger guys, naturally bigger guys. He's coming from 200.
Canelo isn't just powerful, he's sharp, patient, and precise. He waits, studies, and strikes at the perfect moment. Crawford's heart and grit are admirable, but against a sharpshooter like Canelo, one clean shot can end it instantly. Then Lonnie B stepped in with a stark reality check.
But Crawford is a great fighter. He boxes, he boxes extremely well. I don't think he boxes as good as Mayweather. As far as the defensive and offense together, I think Crawford gets hit a little bit too much sometimes. I just think with Canelo, he can't afford to do that. If I had to pick and predict the way the fight gonna go, I got Crawford probably outbox him for the first 5-6 rounds. And then after that, it's interesting to see what's gonna happen. I think if he catch Crawford, it's gonna be a tough night.
Lonnie B's warning was clear. Crawford may control early rounds, but Canelo's pressure and power take over after round 6, where one mistake can end it all. Experts agree, Canelo is patient, experienced, and tough. If Crawford gets caught in exchanges, it could be costly. What do you think? Can Crawford handle Canelo's strength and pressure for 12 rounds, or will Canelo's experience wear him down? Where would you bet your money?